Hi, it is Remoto, and today I'm going to be reacting to an inside look into season 2 of the Percy Jackson cast at Paley Center.
We don't have a lot of time, and we
Hey,
have
Lynn.
the Beatles of Disney Plus with me, so I just want to
Not the Beatles of
introduce
Disney
everybody.
Plus.
Please welcome your actors, Daniel, Dior, Charlie, Ariane, Leah, and Walker.
Yes, bring them, give them to me. Ooh, Dior, that dress, baby. Look at that dress. Look at them heels. Look at Leah's dress. Such baddies. I love the girls of this cast.
Thank you for coming out on a freezing New York night to meet with your
Oh, yeah, it
favorite
is cold.
demigods.
Demigods.
My first question, well, welcome back to Camp Half-Blood, everybody. As you reassemble to film season 2, 2 years and apparently all of puberty after making season 1,
Real.
Walker, how did it compare to the first season?
My exact thoughts.
I mean, I guess it was kind of the same thing in a lot of ways, except everyone is a lot older, and we have Daniel now, who is great, and I think you guys just saw episode 3, right? Yeah, wasn't that fire scene awesome? Yeah.
I mean, and I want to ask sort of like, because when you started season 2, season 1 was already out in the world. How did what was your performance being out in the world? How did that do you feel like that affected you guys coming back, like knowing how invested fans were in you guys and your characters and your journeys? Anyone can take this question. It's not specific to anyone.
Okay, Leah.
But I honestly, I feel like it was kind of the, you know how when you're like acting and you're preparing for your next role or anything, you make like little notes and you write down stuff. I feel like the first season was my notes. And I sometimes, you know, I think anyone who's an actor or actress is
She's saying like learning
hard on themselves,
from season 1.
Me, I'm like extra hard on myself. So I pay attention to the little itty bitty things that I do. And I feel like just watching, this is a really good microphone, by the way. Like I
so random. He was asking the question there randomly. Oh, this microphone is good. Such random thoughts. You're so cute, girl. But no, she's real for that. That's so true. Yes, when you come from a project, something you've done in your past, you take those notes from that and you learn from it. Doing the next project, yes, 100%. And yes, grammar perfectionist too. Sometimes it's hard.
Is it right?
Yeah. This is great. But just watching season 1 over and over again. But then at the same time, I couldn't watch it over and over again because Annabeth is more emotional in the second season.
Yeah.
And I can't just go from watching someone who's very guarded and very quiet to someone that is hurt and is lost now because she has no one. So it's like a hit or miss, but I think that was my main part of having my performance out there, you know?
Dior, you get to be an action star for real this
yes.
season.
Pretty sick, dude.
It is sick. No, it's pretty sick, dude.
Are you more comfortable working with the special effects, shooting these epic scenes? I mean, we've seen a chariot race. There's like some more stuff coming. What were your favorite parts of that?
I mean, I don't think
this is
anyone's
like
ever been uncomfortable. I think we've all just been really excited about it all the time. I think one of the cooler things that we got to do this season, I got to be on wires for the first time in my life, which was really, really rad during the Ironclad sequences. And Ironclad is just also insane in and of itself. Chariots was insane. Like Eli created a process trailer of some kind. Like I guess that had never been done before. Just there's so many firsts that happen on this show.
Explain that process trailer. What does that mean?
Okay, so basically what it is like when we were doing the chariot races, we can't be in a chariot bucket with real horses racing chariot. That's just illegal and crazy.
Yes, you can get harmed.
So what they did was they had us shoot some stuff like with the horses pulling us, but they had us on process trailers from when we were shooting like our takes with our coverage, which is like one of the buckets would move forward and backwards, and the other would move side to side, and would be being pulled like a giant truck. And the cameras would be facing us, so it would look like we were being pulled by real horses, but we're not. Movie magic, ha ha ha.
Yeah, because I thought you were actually being pulled by the horses.
Dreamed it up in his head because no one had ever shot like that before, so we needed to create, you know, our own way of doing things. That's pretty sick to me.
That is pretty
Speaking
cool.
of sick effects. It's a joy to have Daniel with both his eyes here.
Not both his eyes. Lynn is so funny.
Daniel, our newest addition.
Give it up for Daniel. Claps, claps, claps.
You kind of have to jump in with both feet. Like it's a departure from the books in that basically from the beginning of the first episode, you are living with Percy and in that home. And so talk to me a bit about sort of creating that dynamic from jump.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Sally, that was pretty last second. But luckily we had like a month of prep ahead of time to kind of like work things out. I mean, the chemistry read was, I think, back in like May, and we started shooting in July. So we had plenty of time to kind of get to know each other and figure things out, and the relationship dynamics. I mean, with all these guys, and so the closer I kind of got with everybody, the closer I got with everyone else. So by the time we got into shooting, it was actually relatively easy. So yeah.
And most actors,
that's cool.
You know, hopefully get to work with both their eyes while they're working. You have the one.
eyes joke.
Explain a bit about that process and how much you how much you're visualizing what the final product is going to be versus just trying to be present in the scene with your fellow actors. And I also want to hear from you guys what it's like working with. Are you like looking at the between his eyes? Like I'm curious about that process.
Yeah, no, I mean it was honestly pretty simple. I think the special effects team that we have is one of the best in the world. They've worked on a lot of the biggest productions you've ever seen. And so basically what they said is like, hey, we're gonna let you do your thing. There's no prosthetics, nothing gonna get in the way. You would act with your two eyes, which was lovely. And we're going to do the magic on our end of kind of like combining that together so that as much of the emotional kind of processing you're able to see on screen so that you don't lose me and the performance in the process and it ends up just being a creation of theirs, but the kind of this beautiful kind of like collaboration. I guess, how did that feel like working with you guys?
I will say sorry, you want to? I was going to say it was difficult because and this is not really about the eye, but like all my scenes, I'm at the first 2 episodes, I'm kind of being pretty mean to him, but it was horrible. I felt like a bad person every day because
you were being a little bit of a brat.
Nice.
I could never be mean to Tyson. I mean, like Annabeth loved Tyson the entire time, right?
Girl, she just in the lie. Leah it is lying.
I want to like. There's this moment at the end of the series, and I think the best part about Daniel's performance is less so about like the thinking about what the eye was going to be, but more so about the physicality of Tyson, which I think is, pretty integral to his character. And there was this moment at the end of the series, and our acting coach, Andrew, came up to us, and without giving too much away, Tyson has to do something that he knows he has to do, but he really doesn't want to. And I'm not sure if you knew you were doing this, but it's like one of the greatest pieces of just like subconscious acting I've ever seen. And Andrew came up to us and pointed it out. He's like, Daniel's doing this like incredible thing, and he's like, he establishes this way of walking and this way of like holding himself throughout the season. And when this happens, you almost like kind of shrunk, like weirdly enough, you like broke like physically, and it was, you could see it. And
he was really immersed in that character.
It's like, I don't know, whenever
that's amazing. That is amazing acting.
It was incredible.
I need to see that.
I think you see that in his performance throughout the season.
Just so you guys know, I invited them all to just compliment me. There's no actual Q&A.
He paid me a lot of money to say that.
No.
Daniel, you're older than the rest of your castmates. Is that
why are they laughing?
Being around all these kids.
It's great. It's great. I looked at the questions earlier, and it was supposed to ask me, did you feel like an older brother or like a father?
Right.
And I was like, I'm 29, not 40.
Yeah, like what? Why would they ask him? But he feel like a father. Like, yeah, they act like he old, but he is not that old.
That question. I appreciate feel however you want to feel.
Yeah, no, the moderation was beautiful. Thank you. No, it's been amazing. It has felt like family, like really. And they've been so supportive of me as well coming into the family, because I think it's a strange thing when you have everybody having all these relationships that are built so strong from the first season. But they've been the absolute best, and it made it really, really easy.
Aryan, you're kind of alone in a cave this season.
Thank you for reminding me.
Apart from the what was that? How difficult was that?
It was, and as much as I hate to admit it, it was really difficult being away from everyone, because it's a similar predicament to what Annabeth and Percy go through in episode 1. It's like you go through all this crazy stuff together, and you develop this bond that like literally nothing can break, and then you just have to leave, and then you come back next summer and things are different. And that's what it felt like, I think, for all of us, but specifically for me. And I was a fan of the book. I knew I wasn't going to be in it as much, and Dan and John sat me down. They were really kind. They were like, we want you on set even if you're not filming, like we just want you to stay around. And they let me camera trainee, which was awesome.
I was going to ask you about, you've kind of created a film school out of your gig at Percy Jackson. What was that like as a camera trainee?
I just want everyone to know I was the first one to do it. Everyone else started shadowing after I did it. But yeah, it was awesome. Our second assistant camera, Lucas, he's the guy who slates every take and puts our marks down. We're good friends with him, and I asked him if I could, just be his little intern for a week, and he was so great about it. And I interned on the Ironclad, which was the coolest thing ever.
That scene is so cool.
Was kind of
Is that an ambition for you beyond acting, to get behind the camera in the future?
I think so. I don't know. It was interesting for me because I love acting, so I loved knowing what it was like behind the camera. But
to see it,
if anything, it just made me realize how much I love doing what I do. But yeah, I think I'd like to be behind camera. It was a weird culture shock because I would, put down slates, and then Walker would kick them away to mess with me.
Okay, I knew you were going to say something about that.
This is the point that I really wanted to get to. And
that's what I want to get to. Let us know that Walker's a bully.
I would try and give it back to him and just mess with him, and I couldn't because I wasn't cast anymore. And so
Which made me feel awful.
No,
I did it twice.
He says that he kept doing it.
It was an accident the last 4 or 5 times.
What
I have
accident?
a question for you, Leah. Well, actually, they've written me this very long question, and then I'm going to
what's the
ask a
question?
follow-up. Chiron would not let Annabeth tell Percy about the great prophecy, which drove a wedge between them earlier in the season, but is now out in the open. Walker and Leah, how did you play this new dynamic between them?
All right, two
Girl, she said, "Can we get back to the?"
I know y'all heard Annabeth, right?
Yes, girl.
I want to make sure.
Annabeth, sorry, that's my bad.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I actually like that. Now.
In the Annabeth of your new relationship.
Yes.
Yeah. See, look.
And then also, what was the question again?
I knew it was a long question.
All she heard was Annabeth, girl. She stopped right there. She said, "Wait a minute, that's not her name."
I guess my question is the dynamic in season 2. I mean, it's different than season 1. I think Percy is very much learning about the world of gods and demigods, and you grew up in it, and now you've got this sort of wedge between you at the top of the season. You both left stuff out of your letters, because you got this prophecy secret that is now out in the open. How'd you guys play that dynamic?
Very method acting. It was
Not method acting.
No, but basically that means that there was no acting. It was true. But I feel like. Actually, do you want to take that? I feel like am I talking too much? Do you want to go first?
No, I'm not talking to Leah. She's so concerned.
The entire time. But in a quick way of saying this, I feel like it's a huge break between season 1 and 2. Obviously, you guys have been waiting 2 years basically. So we had.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that as well.
Not
Wasn't our
sorry.
fault, but sorry. But it's a huge break, so it kind of actually plays the part of how Annabeth and Percy were feeling. Do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just bye guys, I'll see you in 3 months or something. It was the exact same process that Annabeth and Percy had, and just how we both had. I had to go back to in-person school, and you did too. You know what I mean?
In real life,
It was kind of
okay.
'cause we did the season 1 press tour, and then for the that was in December, and then until I guess July, none of us had seen each other, and we kind of, not that we stopped talking to each other, but we were so busy doing other things, and so we all kind of just showed right back up, and then that's just where the story happened to pick up too, so it worked out.
Yeah. Good.
Charlie, my boy, my baby boy. This is our first time meeting tonight. You guys.
Wait, what?
I mean, I know I play an absentee dad, but I don't like being an absentee dad.
We've been going real method on this.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh!
We're just
See, I've never met in
blasting
real
each other in
life.
circles. I want to ask how you see Luke, because Luke is very much set up as the villain. Top of season 2, he is stabbing a former person, now tree, flying off on a Pegasus. How do you play him? Because I know no one plays villainy. How do you play? What do you see as Luke's reasons, and how do you play him this season?
Yeah, I know these guys are tired of hearing my answer. I've been kind of doing the propaganda thing.
Oh my God, it's about to start again.
I'm gonna try and recruit all you guys right now. No, but yeah, I think I don't see Luke as a villain. I think he's like the product of someone who's kind of just been
I can get behind that.
over and over again his whole life. And this is something that actually me and Daniel were talking about a little bit the other day. Like, what sort of constitutes just like a villain or like an evil person? And we kind of agreed on someone who like just uses people or for their own personal gain.
Is that not what Luke doing?
And though Luke definitely has his personal reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
We got issues.
We do got issues. Definitely.
Daddy issues.
Yeah, why don't you just come talk to me? And you went to go to Percy.
I am very busy.
Yeah, clearly.
No, literally, you go to Percy, but not your son.
I don't really think that applies to Luke too much. I think I actually think he's doing mostly what he's doing for others, for his mom and for Thalia, who, like you said, was turned into a tree when Almighty Zeus could have just like saved her life,
Literally.
And for like all the demigods all the unclaimed demigods that he's just seen kind of filter in and out of the Hermes cabin throughout the years, and he's fighting for equality. I think you heard him say it in the episode.
In a
he's
sense,
fighting
I guess.
For, like, every spirit and every creature and every demigod, and he's trying to create this better world for all of them.
I'm gonna go on a tangent again. Let me stop.
Tonight, Charlie.
Hopefully.
Hashtag Luke was right.
Yeah. No, but he's
Hashtag Luke is killing kids.
And, it was a lot of fun to.
Well, you play him beautifully.
Thank you so much.
It's a joy to watch your villainy grow and your numbers grow on your cause.
Thank you.
I wanna.
He plays him well. That
you
is true.
Described the fight scenes this season as quote brutal. How so?
Yeah, I think
you got that nose punched in.
Like a lot more stakes this season for like all of our characters. I think there's like a lot more to kind of fight for, but also a lot more to lose in a lot of ways. And I think that really comes through.
That's true. We didn't have a lot of that in season 1. There wasn't really a lot of stakes. I'm gonna be honest. Comparing that to now, it's like, whoa, we have a lot to lose. We got to be smarter here. Like now, especially now that we have an attachment to these characters, like now we're scared they're gonna die. We're gonna be like, hold on, y'all got to be smarter here. I don't want none of my babies to die. Y'all better back up and stop trying to fight.
In those action sequences, and also just personally, I feel like. I mean, I don't want to speak for everyone else, but I feel like I've just gotten a lot more comfortable with a sword in my hand. And so I know, I'm not going to spoil anything, but me and Walker definitely have some stuff coming up in the later half of the season. And we kind of just went for it.
Oh, like, some of those sword fighting scenes.
The Sun team, they're like, all right, go 50%, but just give full performance. But me and Walker just go like 100% right off the bat.
Which hurts too, because I'm always the one that's like, I'm getting punched or thrown. So for him, it's really fun. He gets to throw me, but like I hit the ground.
It was pretty even. It was pretty even this season. I definitely got some. You got some hits in for sure. But
he was
getting
beat up.
Face at the end of the trailer.
Yeah.
Or whatever?
Yeah, there were a couple that actually
episode
made some contact there. But I'm sorry. There, yeah.
No, what?
We're all good.
No, it happens.
Let's talk about stunts all across the board. You guys are all, on the water. What is the addition of, what are the challenges of filming on the sea? How much of it is practical versus how much of it is, in water tanks or done with the volume?
Well, I kind of know this because I watched that.
All the Cryptus scenes with Scylla that's coming up in episode 4, all of that was practical. It was really, really cool. They had real-life monsters come through and big monster trainer, and it was really fun.
Just lying.
I think my favorite part of everything, being on the water is it's in episode 2 when we get in that little Zodiac boat and I drive them off. The reason that was really fun is because I had both of them that didn't want me to drive it. So I, scared them a little bit.
We've seen you drive a taxi cab in season 1.
Terrible.
I know where this is going.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, but I know what you mean. I remember I was working on another show, and there was a scene where I got to drive a little boat just like that, and you kind of like, I could go anywhere. I could just go away. And you have a little freedom of you're letting me drive, but you also have your friends captive.
He's so theater kid. I love Lynn.
Any other sort of fun challenges stunt-wise this season that we can look forward to? It's an action-packed show. Dior, anything that you're looking forward to?
Again, just everything on the Ironclad. It was absolutely insane. There's this World War II like Bofors gun that they got, and they
Oh
put
yeah,
it
that
on the
gun was
ship and
scary.
had it in the stage with us, and
Them
they said,
shots looking
okay,
too
you
real.
can use it now. I was like, you want me to be behind that thing? But we did it. It was absolutely, it was wild.
It was insane. I
All
love
the
that scene.
Water, the wires, everything was wild. Also, too, everything that everyone else did was just insane. I remember I did follow in Arian's footsteps. I followed after my brother, and I shadowed as well. And being able to watch everybody do their thing. I mean, Daniel had these amazing scenes underwater in a giant tank, which were phenomenal.
Oh, is that what
Everything's
Rainbow?
just been amazing this season.
I really want to
genuinely
see
can't
more
wait
of
for everybody
that.
to see it. It's gonna be, it's crazy. It's just crazy.
On the subject of water, later this season, we'll see a nice face-off between.
What are they talking
Annabeth
about?
And Annabeth and the sirens. That you're gonna have a face-off with the sirens later. Was that the sequence you've been waiting the whole season to shoot? What was it like?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay,
I love that
am
one too.
so excited for that episode to come out, but I'm also nervous because. I mean, like, if you watch the interviews and everyone asks about the sirens, like, literally, I say nothing because of, like, if you're thinking of grabbing popcorn or food during that time, please don't, because you're going to miss the entire thing, I promise you. But genuinely, filming that siren scene, and honestly, that kind of has to connect with the last question that you just had. It's not really a stunt, but it's just more of the intense actions that I was doing in it. It's not like I needed a stunt double to... Actually, we did. Yeah, you can kind of see it when you... Yeah.
She's like, girl, hold on, we did.
Just if I can do like a quick summary though, but just filming that scene, I didn't like cry after it or anything, but I was so exhausted in a good way. Like I was like, oh, my work here is done. And honestly, filming that siren scene, especially with the people who was there on that day and just who was there to help me. And also one little thing, if you're thinking of filming and they're trying to water you down, please ask for cold water. I promise you. Actually, I'm not gonna be dramatic because Daniel says I'm very dramatic with this stuff, so I'm gonna be very literal. Because sometimes I'm like, I almost died, guys, but that is nothing close. But
girl, you do be dramatic.
It just when it's freezing cold like that, you cannot put hot water on you because you're gonna freeze to death. And oh my gosh, I feel like I'm not explaining this right.
She was lucky because she was wearing the full outfit, and I was doing that scene soaking wet while wearing a skirt.
Yeah, but you were there like half
So it was a
the
little
time.
bit-
Which you look beautiful in,
I
by the
think
way.
half the time is like it's like 2 times worse, so maybe it's like equal.
Hello.
Okay, this is taking away my beautiful moment of my siren scene. I just want you guys know that when you watch it, okay, and you're like, wow, this is really good. I probably wasn't even acting, okay? I was actually like devastated. And also the makeup team, actually, I have to give credit for them because they did amazing on the sirens. That was all practical, no CGI,
That's
nothing.
crazy.
It was the most beautiful but also scariest thing I've ever.
Yeah, it is very beautiful and also scary. Like she said, that's crazy. I think someone left me a comment about that. The budget of the show is insane. Because how did y'all do that? Like no CGI? I thought that would have been CGI. It looked too good. That's amazing.
So wherever the cameras are, thank you guys very much for that. Yeah.
Daniel, I feel like you're on fire a lot.
Yes.
How often are you actually on fire, and how often is it CGI fire? And
I mean,
That
he's
was
a
actually all
Cyclops.
real fire. Like unlike the skill
Oh.
for this stupid joke that I made.
So you're like the Human
yeah,
Torch.
It was amazing. Like so the first time that we did it was on the first episode with the cannonballs, and so they just did like a nice little kind of arm fire, and put me in a bunch of layers and whatnot, and kind of slimed me up with this kind of like thing that basically prevents you from like actually burning. And so I just got used to it.
how
It
long
was
does
great.
that burn for?
Oh.
Like,
That was really short. So we had to be kind of get ready, get the cameras ready, get action, boof, set on fire, and he runs out of frame. But then with the one from episode 3, that was much longer because we had a way bigger burn. They basically put like the kind of gas or oil all down my back. I had my entire face covered with this slime because it kind of crawls up your back and kind of consumes like your entire body. And then in like 4 different layers underneath. And what you don't see, which is also kind of fun, is
That's
they have these
crazy.
massive prosthetic hands I put my like actual hands into that are filled with this goo. And it's like super thick, so that when I kind of take off everything while it's like genuinely burning, again, I don't get any 2nd or 3rd degree
In your
burns.
hands.
But
what's the sensation like, though? Even though
you don't feel anything. It's just cold from the goo. It feels kind of gross.
you don't feel the heat from the.
Not at all. No, as soon as you start to feel the heat,
That's
you're in trouble.
cool.
So
Oh
then
my
it's like, hey,
God.
take it off as fast as you can. But the hands were so hard to like wield anything because like the thumbs were like literally like that wide. So I'm trying to like get this like apron off before I get to the point of it like burning me to death. And it was, but it's like I can't even grab a hold of the thing, so I'm trying to like just quickly get it off.
He's
it looks
trying.
ridiculous. So we practiced a bunch of times, and then finally we got to a point where they allowed me to do it without being scared that I would die. Yeah. Yeah.
That
I
is
have
so
a Fortnite
cool.
question
They do a
here
lot
on
of
my
practical
card.
effects in the show. I love
Walker. Oh, all right. Some Fortnite fans. Okay.
that. Come on, Fortnite.
Walker, Leah, Aryan, Charlie, and Dior. In addition to being on the series, you are also in Fortnite as Percy, Annabeth, Grover, Luke.
Oh, they
and
are?
Phineas
I don't play
are
Fortnite. I didn't know
part of
that.
Fortnite Island. I'm going to pretend I know what that is. What was that like seeing yourselves in Fortnite, and do you play as your own characters or others? Let's start with you, Walker.
We haven't yet because we've been traveling, but that's the first thing I'm gonna do when I get home. 100% before anything else, I'm gonna do that. I've been home in a couple months. That's my number one.
Walker and I have been talking about getting, and Charlie, we've been talking about getting Fortnite skins since like the day we started production.
That's like I feel like that's you can't really.
It's like a dream come true
the
at
only
that
thing about
point.
getting a Fortnite skin is getting another Fortnite skin. So
What?
This is like our like I made it moment. I think that we're in Fortnite now.
Wow.
Like I think young us would be like just in disbelief.
young
that this
you.
is happening.
Yeah, young.
If they could see you now.
If they can see you, yeah.
me right now.
No, okay, right now too. But no, that was like such a big part of my childhood was just going home every day and like playing Fortnite with my friends. Not even childhood, just a few years ago. Okay.
Yeah, y'all are not that old.
And I'm
Last
gonna do it when I get
week.
back home. Yeah.
This is
So you guys are
crazy.
some gamers.
Yeah.
Yes, I love games. I'm a gamer.
Another question. You guys interact with a lot of gods, and there are many gods you come across in your travels. Who is your favorite?
Oh, good question. They all are bad though, and terrible
No
people.
wrong answers.
I feel like there really is one right answer today,
Aries.
right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think you know what I think I've had. I was gonna say
Poseidon.
you.
Poseidon's like the closest
You know
thing
what,
to
I
a
will.
good,
I'll
one of
say
the
you
being
can't
a
say
good
it.
god, a good father.
because you're number one, obviously.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Walker.
yeah.
Lynn was waiting. He's like,
Adam's pretty awesome. Adam Copeland is
Yeah.
like,
AKA
awesome.
the Edge, AKA Ares, the god of
He's
war.
pretty sick. Yeah.
Also, Jason.
wait, are they saying? Wait, was he asking the question as like the characters or like the actors themselves? I'm a little confused. Now we talking about the actors, yes, Lynn. I would definitely say Lynn. But if you're talking about the characters themselves, Poseidon seems like the best option. Ares is a douchebag. He's terrible.
Jason Mantzoukas.
Mantzoukas
He's
is
just
hilarious.
hilarious.
So funny.
He is funny,
Very funny.
but he's also a douchebag.
Anybody else?
I mean, we gotta, it's hard because you can't name everybody,
everyone,
but
yeah.
like everyone
I
is
say
their
all
own.
gods are all of the people who play the gods are all amazing.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Like their own
Just
way,
all the
you know
guest
what I'm saying?
stars too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see
Okay, yeah.
There's a separate text of the gods, like the actors who play the gods. We also have our own text thread, Fortnite gaming.
What, Lynn?
Sorry.
What
She said all the gods, right?
All the,
Not
oh,
all
you
the.
said all the gods, not the get. Okay, I'm sorry.
What's confusing? What's happening?
You
Let's just
said
move on.
pick all the gods, right? Like who's like the favorites and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
and I
the
said,
gods you've had fun acting with.
Exactly, and I said.
Oh,
like,
okay.
they're
So he
all
was about
great.
acting with. He's,
All the people who play them are great. He's like, yeah, and the guest stars too. But you didn't mention them. You mentioned, I obviously mean the guest stars too, but like you mentioned the gods. I was very specific.
What were you saying about Fortnite?
he's ready to move on.
Moving on.
They bicker like siblings. I love their
wanna know,
relationship. It's so cute.
How nervous you guys were to meet Rick for the first time. Rick Riordan, the creator of this incredible world
Yes.
that we all get to play. And give it up for Rick.
Yes, claps, claps, claps. I need claps for that. He ate this up.
And do you guys talk to him sort of at the outset of, or during the season or while you guys are working on the show?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
He's amazing, and I think, I mean, at least for me, I can't talk for anybody else, but like the first time I met him, I didn't even know I was gonna meet him. It was when I got the part, and they all called me, and him and Becky, you know, popped onto the Zoom and then told me, and it was insane. So I feel like it kind of, I don't know, we kind of skipped like the awkward, nice to meet you handshake thing, you know. We were kind of just automatic. On that Zoom, I started asking him a bunch of questions about it. So we kind of just, you know, got right into it.
I guess I'm curious about that because, you know, I know he's really involved on this and he's really proud of all the work you guys have done and on this series in general. So I'm just curious if have you guys talked to him about sort of what's coming up for your characters, what's happening versus not happening, what's different from the books? I'm curious.
We just keep pitching him like really stupid ideas.
What? What are y'all asking this man to
One of
do?
the stupid ideas you have pitched to Rick Riordan.
Okay, well, okay. For Grover, I was thinking, like, in the Battle of Manhattan, like how this is spoilers for anyone who
This is
hasn't.
like
This
4
is
books away.
spoilers.
Yeah,
3 books away. Yeah.
I might skip
Yeah.
it.
this is okay. This is spoilers for people who haven't read the books, but like, come on, you got to get on that.
No, I don't. I want to watch the show. Y'all are going to make season 4 and 5, if not 6, because I heard that those were longer. 5th books are longer than others. So if y'all have to expand it, y'all have to. I don't want no spoilers, so I'm skipping it.
I think I had a dumber question in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted a shirtless scene at the end of the show because I thought, okay,
That's what.
What?
at the beginning we got there and it was August and I was like 13.
Yeah, boy,
and
you
I was
like
okay,
12.
if we're ending in January, that's enough time to get like totally like shredded.
You'll be training. You'll be the stunt. Yeah,
What?
I
It
get it.
didn't happen.
The Vine armor is like the only good one I said. The rest were like just different variations of shirtless scenes.
He's been like a lifesaver with all like just the pronunciations of all the characters. There's been so many debates about so many of the characters on the show.
Well, we were
like-
talking about this backstage.
Yeah.
When I read the books and I read Thalia, I'm Latino, so I read Thalia.
I was saying the same
Because we
thing.
have a very famous singer named Thalia, and she's amazing.
I was so confused.
Any other
Then I
pronunciation?
heard Annabelle say Thalia. I was like, oh, so her name isn't Thalia.
You came up against?
No, Thalia was a big one. What else? I mean,
Your last
Your
definitely
last
my last
name.
name. I don't. How do you guys say it?
Yeah.
Castellan?
Is it Castellan or Castellan for you guys?
Because according to Rick, it's Castellan.
Castellan. Oh.
What's weird is
Castellan.
sometimes with like random
We're gonna start a war tonight.
You are.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
maybe
I know.
Camp Lucas Castellan and Boat Lucas Castellan.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. No, I've been saying Castellan too. Don't tell Rick, but I think it's Castellan, guys. I think it's Castellan. It has a nice. It sounds more like it has a nice ring to it. I'm
I've
not mad at
never
Castellan.
said his
I
last
was gonna
name,
say,
so I can't
sorry.
even keep my head on that.
Sometimes You'll ask Rick like, hey, like how do you pronounce this guy's name that you wrote? Like, how does this work? And he'll just be like, I don't know. Like, it's I've never really thought about.
He said, I
that.
just wrote it.
That's really funny. I want to turn the conversation for a second.
Mhm.
We lost the great Lance Reddick, who played Zeus in season 1. Yes.
I'm just realizing we talking about Thalia, and my girl Thalia not even here. Girl, we need her in the press tour this year. Honestly.
What are your favorite memories of working with him? Those of you who got to work with him, and as Courtney B. Vance takes over the role in season 2, which is an amazing get. What is he bringing to the character?
I think I was really the only one that worked with him on season 1. But I mean, it was amazing. He's so kind, and then the second that they said action, he was like terrifying.
He's an amazing actor.
I don't know. It's just he's such an amazing actor, and he was. I don't know. I actually remember filming like my first shot with him. It was when he was sitting in his throne, and I'm walking onto the stage, and he like stands up and walks towards me, and I tripped for a second because I was like, I don't know. He just changed so fast. But yeah, he was hilarious. We talked about In and Out a lot.
Not In and Out. Walker
And how
love
was Courtney?
food.
How was that transition?
I think I met him at the premiere. Actually, really quickly, can I go back really quickly to Mr. Lance? I have like
Yes,
a
of
quick
course, please.
thing. I had met him when he was filming with you because I was getting my hair done. It takes a long time to get braids, but I knocked on his door, and as you can tell, I'm very, very short, so I was on like the last stairs of the thing. He came out and he was like, "Hello," and I was like, "Yo."
Not you.
I'm down here. And then he looked and he's like, "Oh, hey."
That's so
how you doing?"
cute.
Obviously he has an accent, but I can't act that out because that'd be crazy of me. But he saw me, and it was like, yeah, like you said, it was like the greatest experience. He was super sweet. He showed me his 2 dogs that he had and like how they're
Aw.
at home and everything. He can't wait to see them. I'm just really happy that he got to see them when he went back. And yeah, like we will always miss him, and he will always be,
Yes.
the Zeus that he is and everything. And Courtney,
He'll always be
is
our
a great
Zeus.
Zeus as well. I didn't get to meet him on the set. I met him at the premiere though, and he has a great presence. He also has that Zeus presence as well. I think that the castings are really great. And yeah, no,
Yes.
when you guys see
She's right. When he popped up for us in season 2 and I saw they recast him, I was like, oh, I was a little shocked, but also I wasn't mad at it because he has a very good, like she said, Zeus presence. Like he just gives authority. Like you don't want to play with him. Like when Dahlia was getting smart with her daddy in episode 8, girl, I was like, oh, girl, I'm scared. I'm scared for you. I wouldn't say nothing to this man.
Courtney as well. Like it'll be great. It'll look like never changed.
Season 3 is in process. You guys have gotten a brief
We'll get some
break
tea.
from filming season 3 to come talk to us and do some press for season 2. What can you tell us about what's on tap without, sort of Bob Iger whisking us off stage?
It's been really nice to be on set most days.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something.
It's an adaptation of the Titan's Curse, so if you're fans of the book, season 3 is book 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do it.
What's going
I was
on?
gonna say this is like I don't know. This is a little thing, but I feel like this season just kind of. I mean, you'll see at the end of this season, it's all mixed up in my head because we're filming 3 and this 2 is coming
You
out.
went
But
right from 2 to 3. They realized
Yeah.
you're growing just too fast, and they're like, "We just got to green light the next one,"
yeah,
which is great.
Which that
but,
is.
The end of this season, season 2, kind of sets us up perfectly for season 3. And there's been a lot of scenes that we've
Definitely.
filmed so far that have just been really difficult in the best way. And it's I mean, I don't know. This is in a way this is like the Percy Jackson that I really remember from the Titan's Curse. And I feel like Dior says this all the time, but she splits them up into 2 sections, which is the Lightning Thief and Sea of Monsters, and then Titan's Curse, Battle of the Labyrinth, and the Last Olympian. And I feel like it does just kind of shift after Sea of Monsters, and it just feels like a more mature show. And yeah, what were you gonna say?
That's pretty much exactly.
So
what
we're
I
gonna
was
get
say.
serious
This
in season
feels
3.
Like, if season 2 is kind of an upgrade from season 1, season
definitely.
3 feels brutal in a good way. And for all of us, I think like just being on set as our characters, there's very little that we have to do to kind of feel what's at stake. I think.
Does it go from fantasy to
I
realism?
don't know. There's just so many scenes where, as Arian and as Grover, I'm like, oh my god, this is real. Like it feels like if even the slightest thing goes wrong, like we could all the story ends here. And I think that's exactly what
I'm
the series
excited.
needs going forward.
I
I'm
need
so
season 3
excited
next
that
week.
We're doing this adaptation because it's like my favorite book.
Yeah, Thalia and Zoe are perfect. They're amazing.
Who's Zoe?
Thalia and I, get into a lot of arguments. I guess that's like a tease, but that's kind of in the book.
I will give
mean,
away,
of
'cause
course.
they're terrified of giving away spoilers. I'm not.
I'm not.
The gods do get to talk to each other. Like, I get to play with the other gods
Oh.
in season 3.
Okay.
I haven't filmed it yet.
We got
I
some
will
god
film
beef? I
later
need to
this
see
season,
that.
But that's very exciting. Something I've been looking forward to because this cast of gods is so stacked. So we
It
finally get to kind
is.
of play with each
They
other.
have big
and
name
bounce
actors as
off each
gods.
other.
I love it.
Beyond season 3, how long are you hoping this goes? 1 season for each book? Do you think we include Heroes of Olympus and our Roman aspects?
We want
What are
that.
your hopes? What are your hopes and dreams?
I don't know about Heroes of Olympus. I think we're all going to be like 40 by the time that starts.
Oh.
I think it'd be awesome if they split season 5 and did like 2 parts, like 2 seasons, and so we get more episodes and more time to cover everything.
Yeah, Heroes of Olympus is like that needs to happen. I'm probably gonna be like 70 years old when that happens, but still. And Logan Lerman will still look young enough to play Percy.
Shout out to Logan Lerman, OG, Percy Jackson.
Is that a running
some
joke? Because he still pretty much looks the same as he did in his 20s.
questions from some of you all, so I'm going to ask you those if that's okay. This one's from Tommy Walsh. Tommy? Maybe you're at home and watching on a stream. What would you say was the hardest aspect of adapting your character from book to screen, and why? And why don't we start with you, Dior?
Okay.
That's a good question. I don't think there was any parts that were. It sounds messed up of me to say, but I don't think anything was particularly hard. I think we all arrived at season 2 just really ready to get back to work. So, yeah, I mean that's what I would say. I think the most emotionally demanding was figuring out the relationship between Clarice and Aries and how to play that and play her sharpness with everybody while still, being vulnerable and allowing that to peek through and shine through so that you can understand where she ends up at the end of season 2.
Okay.
Anyone else want to weigh in on that question? On Tommy's question?
What was the question?
What would you say was the hardest aspect of adapting your character from book to screen, and why?
May I go? Okay.
Leah, you just asked.
Can I have permission? Thank you. Okay. I don't want to bring this out there, but I kind of have to say because this has a lot to do with it. But everyone knows the main thing of why it was so hard for me to go from book to Annabeth because I don't look like her.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different things about me and Annabeth if you don't know. For the people who don't know and haven't read the books, they say that she was, known as a Caucasian girl with blonde hair and gray eyes, and I am nowhere near that. So, and she's still beautiful, whoever makes that person. But, I think that was my hardest thing was just honestly the physical appearance at first. I feel like obviously if Rick and the casting people and John and Dan were going for the looks, I wouldn't be here. And I'm just really grateful that I was picked for the acting that I did and that they didn't really care about how I looked, just about how I played her. And
which is how it should always be.
That
honestly.
was, and I was kind of like Annabeth, even in the first season. Not saying I wasn't as mean as her, but she was generally mean sometimes.
Girl, no, for real.
Just catching strays out here, aren't I? Like the whole night, guys. But I just genuinely like. First of all, the physical appearance part, and just hearing the feedback. But honestly, once I played her, and then it came out. And you guys were so happy about it. I felt, like Charlie said earlier, like you feel more comfortable when you came back for the second season. And I think that as these episodes keep coming on, you will see how comfortable oh my gosh, Aryan.
Why would you do this?
What happened?
If you don't know, it's his rolling in the deep picture.
Thank you for
oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Who's petty like that?
We've been to so many places on this press tour. Tonight is the night I've had to talk about this video like the most. It's come up like 3 different times.
Let's explain to people who cannot see this person who just pulled out their phone.
It was a picture of him singing, rolling in the deep.
It's
he's
a
really
picture
young.
of Aryan, a very young Aryan, singing "Rolling in the Deep."
Y'all are so
You know what the worst
petty.
part of that is?
Let him live
I'm
it
like
down.
13 in that picture.
You've known your whole life.
I'm okay. I've made that mistake before.
I have a quick addition to that last question, just really fast. I would say the most difficult part, maybe for the both of us, was that we were both in 10th grade while filming it, and we're supposed to play like 13-year-olds. And I think
second season, right?
yeah, for the second season.
Okay.
And I think what was difficult was trying to not, because in season 1 we were basically the same age as the characters. So I think season 2 it was like, in a way we were playing different characters because we had to play a little bit younger. And I think it was difficult to try to play the book age, but also not make it seem too unrealistic, comparatively to like ourselves.
Yeah, that's true. And just like also you got to think these books were written like 20 years ago, which is not a long time at all. I'm just saying that they were written like
that is a
after
long
the
time,
grandma
girl.
said, okay, I'm not saying 20 years old, okay?
Written before he even sang "Rolling in the Deep."
Yeah.
Before you even say that's crazy. Damn. I just had a realization. That's crazy. 20 is not old, but when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, and age is not old. But in other things, like books and movies, that is old.
Exactly.
And that's like a landmark event in history.
Yeah.
Right there at the spot. And I feel like just, you got to think, these were written 20 years ago, and the generation has changed so much now. Different words mean different things. And, playing also, I know this has a little bit nothing to do with a little bit.
I'm excited to see where you take us.
Yes, me too, because I really don't know. I'm just going where it goes. But a little bit about the Percival part too. It's like, you got to think when these things were written, it was more like this is cute. It's a little cute friendship. But now it's like any little thing that happens is like very big, you know what I'm saying? And I think those are also the harder parts because we still want to make sure that you guys get that slow burn as well. But also a lot of the times, the people who are watching it now are still the ages that of when it first came out, but there's also a lot more that were added in the new generation now. So I think that's the hard part of it too, you know?
I think you're putting it exactly right. You're right. There's a generation that's grown up with these books and are
they're
grown,
older.
and there's generations who are like experiencing it for the first time,
The
and
little
you're
kids.
having to straddle those expectations, which are sometimes different.
We understand
Zoe
you,
Pepper
girl.
asks, and love to start with you on this one, Daniel. What do you remember as your
Not
most
Walker looking for
memorable
Zoe.
moment from your audition?
I mean, the initial audition was just like, I was one of those ones that are now grown, I guess. And so kind of in the change too was like the difficulty of finding a character that was not really my age. I'm 29 and Book Tyson's basically 8 years old. And it's a slight jump. So it was like, how do I find this innocence and this youth, but also like really honor the character?
You did it well.
I didn't want him to be a caricature.
Then you ate it up.
I didn't want him to be somebody that everybody's making fun of, or is just there to be somebody that's funny for the audience. I obviously I think there's elements of that, but how do I kind of get into that space and find the emotional truth? And so for the audition, kind of the first take that I did, I think it was the take that I ended up using. I had my buddy come over, and it was the scene with like the Sphinx, and I just started like crying at the end of that. And I was like, I think I found it. And so that was really cool, because I was like, hey, if they can go with anybody at this point, I know they're going to choose whoever's right for the show. But I know I have something here that I'd be really, really excited to put together with these guys. And that usually takes a while in the audition process, at least for me, where I'll find something that's very close to what I want to find, but I know that there's still more that would just take more time with everybody. And luckily, again, I was a fan of the books. So I knew what I kind of wanted to do, and it kind of just came into place. So it was really beautiful.
Nice. Anyone else have any good audition
That's good, because he sold
stories
that.
from-
I just want to comment on that. Really did sell the mannerisms, I believe, of a 8-year-old. Like, it just felt like he was 8, just from seeing him in a taxi cab, him covering his face with a hat while the cab was speeding. Like, just seems like such innocence. It seems like he just a scared kid, just from the way he talks and acts, and he just always looks like he's eager to learn. He just sells it to me really well. I feel like he's a little kid, a little Cyclops.
Booking this gig?
It's wild. Mine is kind of insane. I'm going to keep it really, really short to like the moment that was a little bit actually insane.
I've never heard of yours before. I'm sorry. I'm really excited,
Really?
though. I've never heard of it. I'm
I
actually
feel like
really
I've been
excited.
telling it so much.
I've never heard this.
Like I feel like I keep.
I'm
Me
so
neither,
sorry.
girl.
No, it's okay.
I want to hear it.
To keep it short and sweet, I'm half Persian. I was living in Iran at the time that I was doing the auditions. So I was doing the auditions at like 2 a.m. in the morning to start off with, which was just crazy. I was delirious in these auditions. But the one thing in like my last round of auditioning, I was doing like fake spear work. I like took apart my mic stand and like put tinfoil at the end of the to make it electric or whatever. And like my laptop is on this setup of like suitcases and books because I didn't have like a tripod. And I'm doing this spear work and I whacked my computer mid audition, and Dan stops the audition and goes, "Is your laptop okay?" And I was like, yeah, it's fine. And then I was like, okay, I'm not booking this. That was great. The show's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited to watch it. And then I got the email the next day that I was invited to the table read. So I think
Like
that
she
was
really went the extra mile and destroyed her computer.
Literally.
yeah. Maybe they just wanted to see someone really commit, and like that's what they needed.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I remember my first table read with the Charlie and Dior, because that was, I mean, we just saw like the day before that they were cast, but we weren't told. They were just like up on the wall, and so we're like, oh wow. And I remember joining the Zoom for the table read, and my the scream when her spear breaks.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I had my AirPods in, and it was like it shattered my eardrum because she did the actual scream that she did on the day that terrified me. On
Sorry,
the Zoom.
buddy.
It's weird. It never stopped terrifying me. Even I heard it like so many times, and on the
That
day
scream
it was
is
just
something,
as good.
girl.
I
You can
know,
definitely be a
that's
scream
compliment, by the
queen.
way.
Thank you. Really?
That is a compliment.
I don't know
Yes.
if you know this, but after the table read, you came into it and you're like, I'm just gonna try some stuff out, and you went 100% on everything.
I could see Dior being in a horror movie or a TV show. Good. That scream, that's one of them screams.
After the table read, Andrew pulled the three of us aside and it's like, that's what we're looking for.
Wow.
Like
Serious?
from everyone on the show, and he's like, that's the standard you should hold yourself to. It was really good.
She was committed. She said, I didn't come to play. That's beautiful, Dior. You ate that
One more
up, girl.
question from the audience. Thank you, audience. Hunter asks, Is there a scene from the books you were most looking forward to filming, or a favorite change made from the books for the show?
That's a good question.
Charlie? Just haven't talked to him.
That is a good question. I mean, so much, you know. I think we were, you know, even though I wasn't a part of it, we were all looking forward to the chariot races because that was just insane, and like everything was practical this season.
Yeah, he was
they
outside.
really built that set, and like I was there every day, even though I wasn't a part of it, just to watch.
He just wanted to watch
wanted to experience that. And so that was amazing. But I think for me personally, you know, Luke and Percy definitely have some really cool fight scenes in the books or in the book. So I was looking forward to that. But also, you know, I can't say much. I don't want to spoil, but like, because it's the show and we can step outside of just Percy's point of view and we can expand on all the characters, there are definitely some really good moments this season between.
I was talking about the flashbacks.
You know, Luke and like and Annabeth and I'm really and the flashbacks also. I'm really excited. I was really excited for the flashbacks because I think
that's pretty cool. They did that.
We've heard about Luke and Annabeth and Thalia and their time on the road, but to actually see it in like what the reality of that was, it's like I've said this before, but I feel like the best way to describe it is like you hear about a car crash and it's terrible, but then to actually like see one with your own eyes is like something completely different, and so that's kind of what the flashbacks are like, and it was interesting having to play like a younger 14-year-old version of myself again, and
like rolling the deep age.
No, I have my own.
You're petty.
Forever, huh?
Yes.
I actually
you can't
went
live
back
this
and
down.
watched videos of myself when I was like 14, and I showed him, which was a big mistake because he was not.
Back when you liked Fortnite.
Yeah.
My prime Fortnite days.
Lynn is stuck on Fortnite.
Any other things you were looking forward to or changes you really welcomed from the book to your adaptation?
For anyone?
I think this season, you know, like Charlie said, you know, we have a couple fights, and that I don't know. It's a little change, but I guess it's a pretty big change. But we have 2 fights, and I mean, any opportunity that we get to, you know, do one of these fights is like, I don't know about you, but like these are like my favorite days.
I get excited
because we get to just go all out, and
just
I don't know.
sword
I feel
fight.
like we're getting to a point where like we catch each other like super well now, and so when we're doing the fights, it's like I don't know. It's his sword backbiter is a lot bigger than Riptide, and so when he's swinging it, it's like a weird delay. I don't know how to explain it, but the hill comes around, and then the tip of the sword comes like swinging around really fast, and if I'm not out of the way, then it's like season might be over. So
Wait, are those real swords
I
they're
have to watch out for
using?
that. Thankfully, it hasn't happened yet, and I hope it doesn't.
Wait, hold on. Because I thought most sets and movies use fake swords. Are those real metal swords? Hold on. Nah, I'll be a little scared to do that.
But I think
No promises.
oh god. But it's weird because
no.
we got so like comfortable to the
Cut.
point where like
We're
that
done.
terrified me at first, and then I just got so used to that like timing, and we kind of just like I don't know. At one point, we got the note like you know that it was too smooth. It wasn't like you know aggressive enough because we were just you know so in the zone, I guess.
Yeah, you too
I also
into it.
love like just the fight stuff because it really takes you out of your head. You know, like it's so physical and you're so in your body, and like I feel like those are the scenes where I actually feel like the most in it and like the most just like in the Luke headspace. You know.
Oh, you be in it for sure. You
I
like
think
you
we
ready to
talked
murder
about it
Percy.
before like it's a big point for Clarice this season about her vulnerability. But like Walker was saying, like I break the books up into books 1 and 2, and then 3 through 5. And it was really hard for me, like as a fan, to have empathy for Clarice until book 4, because that's when you start to see like her real humanness. Like you know what I'm saying? And I think what was really cool, like a cool change that it's not really a big change, but they did a really amazing job at threading the needle and bringing that vulnerability from 4 into 2, so that like
Yes, definitely.
you guys can like have an empathy link, if you will, with Clarice sooner, so that you can really, you know, rock with her for the season. And also too, it sets her up really well for what they're doing for her in 3, which I'm really excited for.
I need to see that. And she didn't lie at all. Outside of Annabeth, I would say Clarice is like my 3rd favorite character, if I'm being honest here. because Percy is second. But yes, I love Clarice's story. I love the way it's going. I love the redemption arc she's doing. Like, I just love it. She's so vulnerable. She was so vulnerable this season. We got to see so much of who she really is and what she goes through and why she's the way she is.
Well, shout out to Dan Schatz and our showrunners and everybody at.
Yeah, shout out to them.
I know there's a lot I'm looking forward to as not just a participant, but a fan of the series. And just sort of on a more personal note, I wish you all lots of normalness when you're not here. You know, it's hard to, you guys are kind of, oh, she's got a lot of pictures. Can you hold on for a second? Thank you. This is a circus. We're in a circus right now, and we're all watching you grow up in real time with these shows. And I wish for a lot of sanity around you when you're not in the, in the public eye, and that you get a lot of sanity. It's a great set. It's such a young person friendly set, and I feel like you guys get to really be yourselves and get to grow up in real time while also doing amazing work. And just very, as an absentee god, I'm very proud of you all, and we're really looking forward to the rest of the season.
We
Give it up
are.
for the cast of
Cast of Percy Jackson. Yes, Lynn. I like that Lynn was asking the questions. That just seems so interesting. Because like he said, he's an absentee father, but he's here, I guess. And I love Lynn. He's an amazing guy. He's so funny, but on top of it, he's so talented. Like, he's so funny, but yet so talented. Like, that pen game, don't play. But this is so cute. I love seeing the cast. Anytime I get a chance to watch these interviews when they do deep dives into the show and telling us how things worked and how they went into, get into character for these characters, I just love knowing, like, what was their thinking process doing it, because they do such an amazing job. I love that about them. I love this cast so much. I love the chemistry between them. I love Leah's randomness. Leah's randomness is always going to be, like, my favorite part. She's just so random. Like, she out of nowhere, she'll be talking and she'll bring up something totally different. Like, girl. I love her. Oh my God. I just want to protect that girl, honestly. So what do you guys think about this reaction down below? Hit the like button if you enjoyed this reaction. And hit that sub button here when I post, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.